good? Welcome back to yet another Otaku Clubhouse podcast. I am Bancho Gato, joined as always by Akuma Soul and Kaiser, the final brave.
No, was I supposed to come in now? Is it my turn to play?
You can't do this every time.
It's not every time. It's just, you gotta fucking get in the rhythm. You gotta get going, and sometimes you just,
What about Kaiser? Is he gonna sandbag us as well?
Well, let's just say, if you don't pay your tab, don't expect me to show up.
I don't get it, but we got a lot to talk about today, so let's just pick something and get into it. What do you say, fellas?
Sounds bad to me. Let's get
it. All right. There's actually a pretty good amount of shit to talk about today. Let's start off talking about something positive, and let's move our way down into the fucking garbage dump. Fucking finally, Microsoft decided to have the price of the Xbox Series X be known to the general public, and they also, unfortunately, I guess, I don't really honestly know if it was a leak or not, but the Series S was also shown. The Series S will be priced at, I believe it is $299 USD, and the Series X will be priced at $499 USD, and they launch on November 10th.
I believe the sequence of events was that the Xbox Series S price was leaked first, right? Not like, I don't know if it was like a malicious leak or it's like somebody fucked up listing it on a website or something, but it wasn't from Xbox themselves. The news didn't first come from them, so they had to like tweet it out there. It's like, yeah, it's official. The price of the Xbox Series S is going to be $299, and the Xbox Series X is going to be $499. So
yeah,
that's about what we expected. Now the ball is in Sony's court. They could totally fucking undercut. They could sell at a loss. There's two versions of the PS5 as well, the digital only one and then the full real deal. So we'll see how the pricing war goes. But finally, there's been development, even if it wasn't fucking intentional from Xbox.
Well, supposedly, I'd read this. At this point, if the PS5 is announced for anything less than that, they would be selling at a big loss.
Of course.
Because $499 is basically like the minimum that you can sell one of these next generation consoles at right now.
And make a profit, even if it's just through accessory sales. But, historically, Sony has sold their consoles at a loss. Like, except for the PS3, of course. They tried to pull a sharp one, but then they quickly realized they had to dial it back. So the PS3 was sold at a loss for like damn near half a decade.
So was the PS3, was it $599 or was it $699?
$599 US.
That's still pretty fucking bad, dude.
And that was back then when the dollars cost more.
Could you imagine if it was $699? Jesus Lord. That shit would have... You remember, somebody got fucking attacked for that shit when they were in line.
Somebody got scalped for it, I heard.
How rich are you? I can afford one PlayStation 3 and keep my rent payment. Whoa, Mr. Big Baller.
It's like that one image where it's like, somebody help, my family is dying. What do? Fucking food, $40, rent, $120, a PlayStation 5, $799 USD. What do I do?
Where your rent is $129.
Where are you living in? A fucking PS5 box?
But no, fucking, at least finally, this shit is fucking out there.
Right.
Like, think about it. As of, unfortunately to date this, but as of now, 2 months from now, the Xbox Series X and the Xbox Series S will launch. And we just found out the fucking price like a day ago.
Right. And it wasn't even their intention.
Exactly. And pre-orders open on the 22nd.
You were gonna pre-order it? You were gonna fucking put down a fucking blank check, motherfucker.
And it's like, it's even more amazing the fact that Sony missed out on their chance to announce it, because I think the PlayStation 1's 25th anniversary was earlier this week.
Right.
Damn. Like, that would have been the perfect day to announce that.
I don't know. Well, I guess their strategy paid off now. They actually can just, even if it's just like under $20, if it was like $479, they will win. But the ball is in their court ultimately.
I mean, Sony has an advantage. The last console generation, Sony handily stomped out the competition. Mm-hmm. The PlayStation 4 is, I think, the third or second best-selling console in history. So they're going to be they're riding in with their fucking heads held high, and they have all the developers backing them. Like, as far like you got to think about it really when it comes down to the games. The Xbox will always exist as one of those games that Japanese devs just really don't give a fuck about, because the Xbox Series X is probably going to be stronger than the PS5. I think it's already confirmed to be stronger.
Yeah.
And they're not going, and unless it's like people who are specifically like, I want to get some of that Switch money, they're not going to focus on the Switch either. So they're going to focus on the PlayStation 5 because that's the front runner. That's the one that has the most support, where it's like Japanese and American. It makes perfect sense that that's where their mind would go.
But as we all know, Sony being in the lead means that, cocky Sony takes over, and cocky Sony is the cause for some of the worst fucking PlayStation draughts of fucking entertainment and games and just garbage coming out, and them trying to rip us off. Like, because we're in the league, everybody loves us, we can do whatever we want. It's just like, no, yeah, bro.
And they very much go with the idea of they can do whatever they want. Fucking.
It always fucking backfires. And
cocky Sony was when we got the fucking bullshit terms of service shit where they started trying to filter what came in on the PlayStation Store and was released on the PS4.
Yeah.
Like when it was trying to censor all of the anime titties. Like,
yeah.
Come on, dude. Get a grip.
That was all. Cocky Sony is also. You see, Nintendo seems to be doing pretty good with the Wii. What's making them do good with the Wii? The controller? We can make one of those.
The PlayStation Move. You got one of those, right, bros? Everybody, your PlayStation Move will natively work with your PS4, right? Please. Jesus
Christ,
for you.
Like, honestly, it everybody kept rumoring the fact that Sony was going to release a fucking Switch-like console, and as soon as they said that, I was like, yeah, Sony usually tries to copy off of Nintendo when they do something good. So
the one time it was the opposite was the PS1, where Sony actually went to Nintendo and was like, I think the future is going to be on disc. The cocky Nintendo was like, no way. They're going to want the cartridges forever. And we'll see how that worked out.
Well, cocky Nintendo has been fucking, as of late, making a lot of, like, this year for most of the stuff that everybody was looking forward to has, like, if you couldn't already tell, all the games that everybody's been looking forward to this year has basically been delayed until next year. Like, No More Heroes 3.
Yeah, Grasshopper, Suda51 put out a statement a couple days ago. They were saying, Well, it looks like COVID impacted our development process more than we thought it would. It's like, kind of, yeah, no shit. When you can't get everybody in the same room, of course. So it's being pushed back to early 2021 if we can survive.
They also said, and this is a direct quote, in other and hopefully better news, we are extremely pleased to announce that Derek Robertson of The Boys, and whom I personally am a big fan of, will be joining the project to provide illustration for the game. So, I guess that's an interesting thing.
I guess. I mean, didn't No More Heroes 2 already have Homelander in it?
Are you talking about Destroy Man?
Destroy Man, of course, man.
I hope that Destroy Man comes back. I am a fucking huge...
Would he just be split into 4 pieces?
I don't know. How did he come back before? It made no sense that somebody fucking reconstruct Destroy Man. Destroy Man needs to come back in every fucking No More Heroes game. He is a great villain. I fucking love Destroy Man. He's one of my favorite No More Heroes characters. But yeah, this is a little upsetting, but honestly, I'm not that surprised. Yeah. Like, is anybody really surprised that No More Heroes is getting pushed back? Would not surprise me.
With how they've been like hiding gameplay and shit.
Fucking Suda sneaking around with the fucking No More Heroes gameplay in the back. Like, I remember when they first announced it, and I was fucking... Well, they had that one trailer, and I was fucking confused at first. I was like, what is this fucking game? And now, like, they're delaying it. It's like, okay, all this kind of makes sense. I can wait. I would rather the game be as good as possible. I'd rather this be the best No More Heroes game ever, and then have enough time to put into it, and it doesn't just end up being another Travis Strikes Again. Which, you know, I enjoyed that, but that was not a No More Heroes game.
We do know in the meantime that, well, wasn't this a rumor, or was it confirmed that No More Heroes 1 was getting remastered and it's going to be put on Switch?
Yes, there is a rumor that No More Heroes 1 and I think 2 could possibly be getting remastered onto the Switch, which would be a fucking great thing. That I would be happy if they actually remastered Heroes Paradise and actually fixed all the fucking bugs and the frame rate drops and the cell shading in that, because the cell shading in the PS3 version of No More Heroes is so bad you can't even see characters' faces in some angles.
Yeah. I don't know what happened.
But yeah, I'm a huge fucking No More Heroes fan. I'm just kind of, like I said, I'm okay. I'm okay with waiting to see whatever the fuck comes out of it.
Yeah. Okay.
But
I guess on the topic, we should talk about The Boys Season 2.
Just get your sippy cups out.
Season 2 just came out. I believe we talked about how we are fans of Season 1. It's a pretty good show. Recommend you go watch it. Don't recommend you read the comic unless you're a very edgy person. So what do you guys...
Who was it? Garth Ellis, right?
Garth Ellis, yes.
Yeah, fucking edgelord.
Yeah, he made another comic called Preacher, which is just as edgy. There's a there's a panel in there where the KKK are having a meeting, and then they're just talking about, man, I love the new guy, but he just keeps talking about how he hates black people all the time with this guy. It's like, I just want to talk about other things. But thankfully, the show of The Boys is toned down, but also better. What do you guys have to say about The Boys?
Well, I don't have much of an opinion. I've never read the comics, and I don't believe you have either. I think it's a little weird how you keep talking about it, even though you didn't read the comics.
What are you talking about?
Nah, don't pull a fucking dude.
I did read the comic. Didn't I link you to the comic? I'm pretty sure I linked you and Akuma to the
I have
comic.
no recollection of the
I
event in
I
question.
posted
I
screenshots
have
from the comics.
no,
Akuma,
I have
you
no
can back me
incriminating
up on this.
evidence. I don't know what you're talking about.
I've known about The Boys before I actually knew about the Netflix series, mostly because of, it was in popular it was like in popular discourse around the time that it was originally talked about, but it always like glazed over me because most comics that aren't like with me most comics that aren't like Marvel or DC kind of just glaze over my head because I fucking look at them and I'm like, oh, it's a comic in America. It's either going to be pushing some kind of weird feminist agenda, like I forget what that one was called, where the main character where like the entire world were females, and they were all
America
like,
Chavez.
no, I forget what it's called. It's called like Monstrous or Monstrum or something. And then there was also like there's either that where it's pushing some weird feminist agenda, or it's a fucking super turbo, over the top, mean spirited edgelord romp, which partially The Boys comic is.
Yes.
Like there's some shit that happens just in like the first couple of chapters of the fucking Boys comic, and it's just like, but why though?
Right.
Like it serves no purpose.
One of the characters, would you call him like a protagonist, or would you call him like a secondary protagonist? Butcher. He just walks in and starts fucking the director of the CIA. He's like, "Oh, you love me, don't you, love it?"
Yeah, and like, for anybody who hasn't watched The Boys, this straight up is like your this is your fucking spoiler warning.
Yeah.
Fucking, yeah, just fucking jump to whatever point you're going to see on here. But in the first fucking chapter of The Boys comic, Starlight, who shows up in the show, in the show she gets
sexually coerced by a character named The Deep to suck my dick, suck my fishy dick.
The Deep, more like the deep throat.
But in the fucking comics, it's fucking The Deep, Homelander, I think Black Noir, and I think A-Train too.
Yes.
They just fucking, all four of them run a fucking train on her.
Run a fucking blowjob train, which is even worse than a normal train, because you just don't think about it. Anyways.
But yeah, it's like, if you can't see where this is going in the comics, also in the comics, for some reason, the main character looks like a fucking crackhead. Like, I get that he was supposed to be like, what's his name, Simon Pegg?
Yes. It would have been interesting if Simon Pegg was casted.
Yeah, but it's like, everything about The Boys comic is so fucking edgy. And here's the thing. I can say, to some degree, that I fucking like Edge. I fucking like Berserk, and Berserk is edgy. Mm-hmm. But you have to have edge where it actually helps and furthers the point of the story. Like, if you're gonna have fucking gruesome moments, like fucking Zod and his people in Berserk riding into fucking war, and they have like innocent people's fucking naked corpses jammed onto their fucking spears and stuff to terrify the enemy. That shit fucking makes sense. But why does fucking everyone have to run a fucking train on Starlight?
Here's a screen cap I posted months ago, Hawkeyser, where it's just Starlight's like, but you're the Seven, for crying out loud. This is disgusting. You're Earth's mightiest heroes. And this nigga Homelander's like, yes, and we'd like to get our dick sucked.
Based?
A-Train. You can't stop the A-Train.
The fucking A-Train in the fucking comics is like so fucking one note. It's ridiculous. But A-Train and like everybody else in the actual Boys TV show are much deeper characters.
They're all like horrible people, but you understand
they
why.
Are. Yeah, like A-Train is a fucking piece of shit in the show, But when you hear more and more about what's going on with him, you're like, I can kind of see if I was in this situation, I might also make some dumb decisions.
Hmm.
But still, like, go and watch The Boys. Like, straight up, it's good. Like, it is.
Make
And
sure
when
you
you're
have
waiting,
a nice
go ahead.
nice big a nice big bottle of milk with you when you watch it.
So when you catch up on The Boys and then you want to watch season 2, for some reason they decided to stagger the release. Usually with Amazon shows or with Netflix, they just dump it out and then you just like binge watch it. But I guess maybe it's because of Corona. I don't know. Who knows? But they decided to just release the first 3 episodes, and then for every Friday following, they're gonna release a new episode. Which I don't know. I don't know about this model.
I think if I'm remembering right, the reason that they're doing this is to, like, it's to give people the fucking water cooler talk, you know? Like,
But we
this way
can't gather
everybody...
at water coolers anymore.
But you get what I'm saying. Like, it's a social thing, so that everybody can sit down and talk about, like, oh, did you see how this ended? How this episode ended? What happened in this episode? That's the way to get more people interested in it and to drum up more hype for the next few episodes.
Yeah, that definitely happened here. And we probably will be able to talk about it on a future podcast about the perception to the characters in season 2.
There are some... Also, I'll say this. Guys, fucking, if you're listening to this, it's a fucking character. If you're gonna make a character be evil characters do evil shit, alright?
Yeah, it shouldn't be that shocking to you. That was gay.
God, that was so fucking corny. Move on. Fucking, let's talk about... let's see. Let's talk about fucking the Shenmue anime.
First of all, that's a series that doesn't need an anime. No, that's purely gonna be fucking shoveled, fucking copy
Shovelware?
paste. Like shovel. What's the shovelware version of like anime?
I don't know.
Like cookie cutter, purely for marketing.
Digital shovelware?
It's nasty, dude. Nobody's gonna watch it. It's gonna flop. Shenmue 3 is trash. Dog shit. And I hate to say it, but I really do feel like it does not belong in the modern era. I think they waited way too long to make a third game, and this anime is... How did they even get anime? I know it's multiple series out there that don't have animes that would probably make for a better story in an anime than Shenmue does.
They probably use that Kickstarter money.
You're probably right. Because they for damn sure didn't use it on the game.
I was saying like Yakuza.
Yeah, Yakuza is basically the spiritual successor to Shenmue and does it better in every way.
Yeah, I'm not a Yakuza guy. I know you two are. I know Hawk specifically is a big fan of Yakuza, but wouldn't it be better to make like an anime out of that?
I mean, you can, but I don't think it needs it. I think it's a story-driven game with decent gameplay. I think Yakuza is doing a disservice to it.
I think Yakuza is greater than the sum of its parts as a game, which is why it wouldn't work if you just isolated the story. Because there's also the side stories that really give you a glance at Kiryu's personality.
Well, let me goofy guy. I'll just give a quick little synopsis of what's going on. Crunchyroll and Adult Swim announced the Shenmue anime series, which is going to be directed by the director of Season 2 of One Punch Man. Which...
For context, it's like Season 2 of One Punch Man was one of the biggest downgrades in anime history, up there with Season 2 of Terraformers and... What else? Like...
I honestly can't think offhand where it's just like GT maybe.
Yeah. Yeah.
It was just such a fucking disappointment. You went from one of the best animes in recent memory to one of the most blasé season 2s in recent memory. But yeah, Crunchyroll announced during Crunchyroll Expo on Friday that it's collaborating with Adult Swim to produce an anime adaptation of Yu Suzuki's Shenmue game series. Crunchyroll will stream the 13-episode anime series worldwide outside of Japan and mainland China, and Adult Swim will air it on Toonami's block in the United States. They didn't announce a date, but this is in production.
I mean, obviously, we're gonna watch some of this, right? And we're gonna do a fucking sink or swim, right?
No, I'm boycotting it.
No, you don't get to boycott this.
So, here's the thing, right? I've been listening to a lot of people dunk on Shenmue, and I'm not going to defend it. But I'm going to say this. Shenmue is probably the reason that I fell in love with just walking the streets of Japan when I was over there. The atmosphere in Shenmue, walking through like the old Japanese town, I legitimately feel like no game has ever quite captured that the way that Shenmue did. There is a certain serenity to that aesthetic that I feel nothing else really gets.
Yeah, unless somebody out there wants to just make a more slice of life focused game that takes place in a Japanese suburb, then Shenmue won't even have that going for it. But it will always have nostalgia like these two. I didn't grow up with Shenmue. I didn't get a Dreamcast, and I never got it on when it was ported to like the original Xbox or whatever. But I know Kuma and Hakaiser pretty much were invested in, and they were super disappointed with Shenmue 3, the way that turned out. But yeah, I think by that respect alone, I think that's why we should at least watch the anime, even if we know it's probably going to be bad, right?
I will say I am willing to give Shenmue one last chance. Like, I know what Hawkeiser is thinking. He's thinking, fuck no. But I am willing to give Shenmue one last chance to do something good, because like I said, there was I remember spending an entire day when I was younger playing my Dreamcast and just fucking running back and forth to the little store and playing the fucking games, like playing Afterburner and shit, or what was that one game? I forget what the one was, but you could play all the old Sega games. You could collect the little toys. I was trying to get the Sonic one, and then practicing martial arts at night, and then talking to the people in town and just being like, this is fucking incredible. And again, it's nostalgia. 100% it's nostalgia, but, you know, like I said, there's nothing else that really captured that old, relaxed aesthetic. Nothing really captured that for me in that way.
Yeah, it's like we said earlier, the Yakuza game is a spiritual successor. However, that's more focused on the Tokyo nightlife and Kamabuchiro. So, and it's more adult oriented. So, it is what it is.
You can't force me to watch that anime. I won't be tortured.
We can incentivize you to.
Money?
Let's just say you want to wake up with your feet on the wrong side of your body, on the right side of your body.
What the fuck?
Send that bitch from Misery to your house.
Continuing on with everybody's love of nostalgia, you know who came back to life, I guess? I don't
Hard
think he
pass.
was dead.
Just kidding. Fuck.
So, G4 TV, we mentioned this, 2 podcasts ago? 3, maybe?
Yes.
G4 TV is coming back from the grave, and when we all heard this, we all were like, what are they going to do? Who's coming back with this? Apparently Adam Sessler is coming back with this. He posted a video on YouTube and on their subreddit as Crazy Adam, which was a little skit that they used to run on X Play, where he would just rattle off like a bunch of over the top things and like make up some fake games, and then one normally really obscure Japanese game, like something you probably never heard of, or some just fucking over the top porn game in Japan that was on the PS2. But he came back, and one of the things that they mentioned was the fact that they want new talent, which is interesting because they're saying that they want new talent. I'm gonna say this straight up. I'm pretty sure that this new talent thing is only a way to drum up hype. And if you read the fine print of what they posted on the subreddit, they straight up say, like, there's a chance that everybody who's submitting this stuff, we might not pick anyone.
Yeah, we're gonna pick up Ninja and the Black Nerd. Shut up. Ah! Anyways, Adam Sessler came back because he needs his cocaine money. Crazy Adam was not an actor, it was him breaking kayfabe. Morgan Webb's not gonna come back because she's too rich.
I know that Hawk is really looking forward to Black Nerd being on there.
No, I'm not. I can't stand him. I think he's obnoxious. Never
He ruined being black. Let me stop.
X-Play and all that G4 shit. I'm over it, dude. The internet has killed it. Why would I watch TV? Why would I wait to see some opinions of some guys on TV when I could just go and look up gameplay or read like developer shit myself?
Or come to the Otaku Clubhouse cast.
Yes. See, somebody brought up something the other day. I was talking to some randoms about G4 actually, and people brought up like, well, you can't bring back cheat because most games don't have cheat codes, and most Easter eggs are put on YouTube within milliseconds of the game coming out. You can't bring back Attack of the Show because most viral videos are just posted directly on YouTube. They're not obscure anymore, and they lose their popularity within hours, if not, days at most, right? You can't have shows like Arena because most competitive games are just streamed directly on Twitch and usually by the developers of said games, which have championships for millions of dollars like fucking League of Legends, Fortnite, and Dota. So the type of shows you can bring back are only shows you can do if you have massive sway in the video game industry. Shit like Icons and like Cinematech and stuff. That like exclusive stuff that G4 can bring, or like the E3 shows where they have people, well, you can't have people now, obviously, until this fucking cough flu goes away. But in the future, if you have people inside these fucking closed door events and you're showing that's what G4 can do, right? If they try to go down this route where they're saying they need new talent, but they just hire people who are already known and they're trying to steal their audience or mooch off of their audience, this shit's gonna flop within 6 months. Guaranteed, dude. They're gonna go back to reruns of fucking Cops and Ninja Warrior. So, I really want them to pick new stars or just at least lesser known E-celebs. Or if you're gonna pick the E-celeb, just pick the one that everybody wants. Pick fucking Xavier Woods. Pick, don't pick Ninja. Man already has a full-time streaming career. Don't try to do what fucking Mixer did, because you were doomed to fail. You try to pay these people $1 million contracts and you have nothing left to spend on your network, right? Please, G4, I'm begging you.
Yeah,
be good this time, please.
Yeah, also it's like, why pick all these people who have 1 billion people following them, and as soon as those people leave, because they will leave, because they'll realize, oh, I can do this, I don't really need to fucking follow other people's advice or do some shit. When they leave, they just take their fan base with them. It's not going to be you building a star. You know what's the perfect analogy for this? Fucking WWE. They never built new stars. They never built new stars. They just bring in people like fucking Cain Velasquez because he already has a fan base. They bring in Rob Gronkowski. He already has a fan base. They bring in Pat McAfee. He already has a fan base. What happens when those guys are there?
Rob Gronkowski is in WWE now?
He
He was
was,
there.
but now he's back in focusing on NFL.
Oh, I was about to say.
He was there since WrestleMania, and he did a couple matches. He did the 24/7 belt, but then a few months later, he had to focus on NFL.
Yeah, and when he left, he took his fans with him.
Yeah,
Like, if you guys learn to establish talent, to build talent, to make it so that people want to be there, then people will stick around. You might actually be able to have another fucking Olivia Munn or fucking what was the one dude? Chris? No, I don't think they want another Chris Hardwick, from my understanding. Uh, but yeah, you might be able to. What was her name? Kristen Holt.
Kristen Holt, yes, who turned super religious and vowed to never be on TV again.
I did not know that.
Yeah, it's just like, because when G4 originally, I guess Tech TV, really, when you go all the way back, when Tech TV started, they didn't have people, they didn't have big names, so they just pulled people who were working in the fucking industry, and they put them on mics and they gave them scripts, and that's how we ended up with Adam Sessler before he went crazy, Morgan Webb, Kristen Holt, Kevin Piera, and then when they were a little bit bigger, that's when they could hire models. Like these days, models. I mean, aspiring actresses, right? Like fucking
like Tommy. Well, for a while they had the biggest person they had for a while was Tommy Tellerico,
and that's because he was a developer. And yeah, so if you want to have you want to go back to that gold that you struck, that lightning in a bottle, you're gonna have to try to go back to your roots, right? You're not going to just be able to jump back in, right? And try, like, you'll get a nostalgia boost for sure. You already got a nostalgia boost. That's why most people are auditioning now. But after that, you gotta keep the audience, especially with Zoomers. This is the first time G4 is gonna deal with Zoomers, dude.
Yeah.
So good fucking luck.
You better get that fucking Zoomer fucking attention span. Get that shit down in 2 minutes, or otherwise they're out the door. Let's see what else.
Yeah, it's just a few things. How about Hololive? Hololive, speaking of debuts, they want to make their official English debut. They are hiring 5 native English speakers. I think they're native. Well, it doesn't matter. Brand new to their lineup, and they're fucking. I guess their primary intent is to appeal to the international audience that they have accumulated by their VTubers like Kiryu Coco and Sakura Miko. Yeah.
Yeah, those are two. Those are the two that I know that are big.
Yes.
Let's see. So the talents will debut on September 12th through the 13th, meaning I'm assuming that they're all going to get their channels, they're all going to get posted, they'll probably get all, if you follow a single VTuber, it's probably going to get retweeted into your fucking timeline endlessly until you fucking die.
And they'll have a focus day where they get to stream and nobody else streams, because that's pretty much the procedure when they debut, the Japanese VTubers every generation. Hopefully none of them fuck up.
Yeah.
And leak their shit.
They all seem to be... There seems to be a common theme with these ones, and it's Cthulhu or Lovecraftian.
Right.
Because the main girl seems to be... Well, I think she's the main girl. She's the one who's, in the center. Her name, if I'm remembering... No, let me look at this. Her name is Watson Amelia. And she's seems to be a detective or something, and she's obviously a little based on the whole Watson thing. Then they have these other characters. One girl who's just straight up a fucking Cthulhu monster. Her name is, and I'm probably going to have a difficult time pronouncing this, Ninome Inanis? Whatever. Ninome Inanis, who was designed by the illustrator for Kino no Tabi and Sword Art Online Alternative Gun Gale, and another girl in the group, Takanashi Kirada, who was designed by Steins Gate and Black Rock Shooters illustrator. Then they also have another girl, Mori Calippo, and some fucking lolly in a shark suit named Gura.
Gar. I think Gar, like the band.
Yeah. So yeah, me and Felix are probably like the bigger HoloLive fans.
Yeah.
Or at least bigger than like Hawk. I know that for sure.
Hawk doesn't get. He doesn't get it.
I think that there's a market for them, but I don't understand like who's sitting there watching these long ass streams of these people who are pretending to be like anime characters.
I mean, it's the same. Like, it's basically the same people who would sit there and watch a Pokemon or a Alinity or a fucking Ninja for hours and hours.
Well,
it's kids and fucking simps with too much money.
Well, hang on. I think that the fans who are watching the HoloLives have their pants down their pants a little bit less than the people who watch Pokemon.
A little bit less.
A little bit less.
Kiryu Coco makes the most money of any streamer in the fucking world.
I'm saying that they have their hands down their pants a little bit less because all I had no idea who fucking Pokimane was. I didn't even know she fucking played video games. So I went onto YouTube and I typed in her fucking name, and the first thing that come up under her fucking name is Pokimane Thick compilation.
Pokemon Adobe Digital HD 2020 fart compilation.
Jesus Christ.
I'll say, look, I'm not gonna fucking sit here and rag on fucking Pokimane, mostly because we'll get kicked off of YouTube like Leafy.
Like Leafy.
Y'all need some fucking help if just seeing this fucking bitch makes you want to fucking drop tons of money on her.
She got a butt. A human being with an ass.
And fucking, I'm not saying fucking bitch in the sense that she's a fucking bitch. I don't fucking know. Right, I have no idea who she is. I don't know what kind of person she is. I'm just saying, if you just see a woman and you find her fucking attractive and you just want to give her money, why?
Just go to a strip club. Like, one of our friends just goes to the strip club. Just skip the middleman, dude. Come on.
Why you gotta...
I didn't name names.
Anyway, no, but like, okay, I think that the HoloLive stuff, I think that I think VTubers are inherently more respectable, and I know this is gonna sound crazy. I think they're more respectable than the Twitch thoughts. I'll say it right now. I think they're more respectable than the Twitch thoughts because the HoloLive characters and people most of the time are putting on characters.
Yes. Yeah, I agree.
It's like acting. It's usually fucking super over the top attitudes, like screaming and making weird noises, especially if you like the dog one or Coco. They're
trying to be anime characters, basically.
Yeah. Meanwhile, like, you go on to Pokemon's streams,
Stop saying her name, damn it, we're gonna get killed.
If you go on some of these blank themes pages, then all they're doing is like sitting around, then they bend over, then they sit back up, then they talk to the chat for a little while, then they pick up the controller, play the game for like 5 minutes, then put it down and bend back over. It's like...
God, well, it works. Twitch doesn't do anything about it, so it is what it is.
Maybe I'm in the wrong, you know?
Maybe maybe we're out of touch. No, it's the children who are wrong.
No. My brain almost transitioned into something else.
Yeah, you fucking fool. Okay.
You know exactly what my brain was transitioning to, and it's your fault. You made that joke. I'm not getting into this.
Shut up. Don't just let it go. Nintendo announced out of nowhere.
Some croissants.
Oh no.
Shut Shut the fuck up! Shut the fuck up!
Nintendo announced out of nowhere that there was going to be another Hyrule Warriors game, except it's not really a sequel to Hyrule Warriors. It's just like a game with the gameplay from Hyrule Warriors focused on the four champions from what's the subtitle?
Breath of the Wild.
Breath of the Wild. Yes. The game that everybody asked for? Question mark?
Kind of, sort of. People wanted to explore that time period like so much because you never directly get to be involved with that in Breath of the Wild. But like the Hyrule Warriors thing, I know like 100%. The only reason that it's a Hyrule Warriors game is the fact that Nintendo looked and they realized that Breath of the Wild 2 is so far off that they need to keep the hype going for it, and they probably don't even have any like trailers and stuff that they can release. So when they realized that, they probably ran over to Namco, or I said Namco, Tecmo. They ran over to Tecmo and were like, hey, can you make this? And Tecmo was like, yeah, it'll take a fucking couple of months. It's a fucking Warriors game.
Well, to be honest, I feel like it was like a branding mistake to name it Hyrule Warriors when they could have named it Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild Age of Calamity, and then just make it known that it's a spin-off made by the developers of Hyrule Warriors.
Yeah, possibly. I want to continue along talking about Nintendo because this is a pretty short thing to talk about, but I want to talk a little bit more about Nintendo. I want to talk about how Nintendo just can't seem to fucking stick the landing on fucking anything this week.
Right.
You guys know about the fucking 35th anniversary Mario thing, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
What the fuck, man?
First of all, they're pretending Galaxy 2 don't exist? They're also doing false fucking scarcity by making it so you can only download it between like, what was it, like release and like a couple months after that?
No, it's not released. It's between now and I think like mid next year. I have to look back into that, but it's like right before May. I think it ends in May. But
what else? The 3D collection of like 64. What is the? It's like 3 games, but
64
Sunshine and Galaxy One.
Yeah, and they're putting that out for like full price, which honestly, I don't know. Nintendo games never go on sale, basically, so you're basically setting it at that price forever, and I don't know if that's worth it.
So here's the thing, and this is coming from probably the most like Nintendo fucking loving person in this whole group. I can understand when it comes to companies when they're like, we're going to have a limited time release of something. When it comes to certain things, right? Like the NES Classic. Stupid, but I can understand. Like, they may have set aside like a certain amount of money. They realize they're not going to be making a huge profit off of this. They are like, we have to focus on making this, and we're setting aside a side of our production line specifically to make these things, and they only exist just to be cool little things that we can sell to people. We're not making a lot off of this. Our investors are going to be upset about this, but we just want to make it. I can understand stuff like that. I could also understand if they were like, we're only going to release a certain amount of these physical copies of this game. They're doing a fucking limited edition, a limited time offer of this game as a digital fucking game.
You can run out of copies. Come on, it makes sense.
Copies of a fucking digital game. What are you doing? This is... I don't fucking get it.
It's anti-consumer, dude.
May I point out that Nintendo has historically been really bad at celebrating the anniversaries of their games. Like, remember the Metroid 25th and 30th anniversaries got jack shit? Oh, man. The most the Zelda anniversary will get is probably like, I don't know, some songs added to... I don't know. Like, I don't know why they don't just like... why don't all game companies... I hate to say it, but like Microsoft does it the best. Where when they get an important anniversary of one of their franchises, they just are like, here's all the fucking games on one disc. Take it, buy it, please, and it works for them. So Sony and Nintendo really have like this esoteric Japanese old way of thinking.
I feel like Nintendo has probably the worst when it comes to that. And this is the reason I think they have the worst with that, is because they have the most, like, legendary, prolific games among all of the three major competitors. Like no matter how much people are like, they really like that one game on PlayStation or that one game on Xbox, fucking Mario 64 is a game that quite literally changed the face of video games for fucking ever. Like, you might be like, I really like Halo, but Halo isn't Mario 64.
That's right.
You would think that Nintendo would spend more time giving more reverence to the fact that it is a game. Like, that game should literally be available on every single Nintendo console. Ever.
My favorite meme, my favorite cycle of Nintendo is them restarting the fucking virtual console lineup, every fucking new console, and they never complete it by the time the next one comes out, so they have to start from. Why? Why don't you just have all this stuff ready to go?
Because they know you'll buy it. They know
you'll buy it over and over again.
Little Wojaks with the fucking Mario hats on it. Yeah, I gotta buy Super Metroid again on my new console. Yes.
As much as I am sitting here complaining, I'm gonna fucking buy the fucking 35th anniversary edition games. I'm gonna buy them. I haven't played fucking Mario 64 in like. Actually, I haven't played Mario 64 in maybe like only 2 years.
See, the thing is, you shouldn't buy that. First of all, it's not even a definitive version of Mario 64.
Yeah, it's not.
They should have put the fucking DS one on there. Gave it, better graphics or whatever.
I do want to just talk about the fact that why isn't fucking Galaxy 2? Like, they basically pretend like that doesn't exist, and I don't get why.
It might be some weird thing where because Nintendo didn't like inherently want it to exist, it only existed from circumstance, and because it was a better version of the game they focused so heavily on, it might be one of those fucking boomer things like, I didn't make it, therefore I don't want it to succeed. Even though they will just get you money, it will get you more money. Fucking fools.
I don't know. Is there anything else on this list that we really want to talk about? You guys want to?
Well, there is one last thing we could talk or touch on, which is Mulan. Actually, they fucking finally bit the bullet and released it, and it was garbage. It was garbage conceptually. It was garbage critically, and there was a lot of garbage surrounding the production of it.
Yeah, like, no, fucking, somehow Disney, like the biggest entertainment corporation, no, they are the biggest entertainment corporation in the world, right?
Yes.
Somehow, they thought it would be a good idea to film in or around Xinjiang, which is where, if I'm remembering right, the Uyghurs are being re-educated.
If you haven't been paying attention to any world news at all, basically the Uyghurs are an ethnic and religious minority in China. They are Muslim people in China, and what China's been doing for the last couple of years is rounding them up and sending them to re-education camps, which are just fucking internment camps, which are just concentration camps, if you want to label them as that. And they've been making them do slave labor, raping their wives, maybe even torture, probably torture.
There are some accounts from older people who are in those re-education camps that like a woman talks about how she was told when she went to the bathroom she only had but so much time to be in the bathroom, and when she was like a second late, as soon as she got out, they started hitting her.
I don't know why this isn't bigger news internationally. Maybe it has to do with the little thing that, China likes to suppress information. They like to suppress the media that comes out of there. So it probably is a lot worse than what we know. So Disney decided to thank the fucking Uyghurs in their fucking Mulan recreation, their fucking Mulan remaster.
Yeah,
Jesus fucking Christ.
In their fucking Mulan remaster that they literally made just to appease China, which I said it on Twitter like earlier this week. Like, I am so fucking done with that fucking garbage, especially with what's her name,
the lead actress who plays
Yifei Liu.
Yes, Mulan herself. When the whole Hong Kong shit was going down last year, she was like, "Oh, these people are." The Hong Kong protesters are in the wrong, and they're causing all sorts of discord in the country. And the Hong Kong police are subduing these terrorists. Like, she completely fucking ate up the fucking Chinese, the CCP fucking brainwashing, and people didn't let her live that down. That's the reason why the movie got delayed in the first place, if you will remember. It's not because of COVID. It's because the fucking actress wouldn't shut her fucking mouth.
I think the reason that she was like all for China, like fuck Hong Kong, was because, if I'm remembering right, she is basically Chinese royalty.
Yeah, her uncle is in the administration, I think.
Yeah, so she's like basically Chinese royalty. So she's fucking spoiled little rich girl. I said it on Twitter. This whole thing is a spoiled little rich girl upset that her fucking callous remarks about people being brutalized, killed, and fucking having their rights stripped away. She's upset that her fucking callous remarks about that are affecting her starring role in a fucking movie.
I really don't get it.
Completely reprehensible, and the fact that Disney wants to pretend like that shit didn't happen. Meanwhile, they'll fucking completely erase like the faces of Oscar Isaac and fucking
John Boyega from the Chinese pictures of Star Wars, or like minimize them to the bare minimum. You pieces of shit.
It's like it should really go to show you how fucking Disney. It should show you how fucking Disney sees it. Disney sees that it's fucking. You know what we have at the top? We have our fucking. Who has the most money right now? China? Yeah, China. China's at the top. The Chinese audience is at the very top. Then we have the white people. Us. We're good. We like us. Yeah. And who's that over there? Is that a black person? Get away from here. Get away from here.
I don't see how Disney. What else? The NBA. Who else fucking kowtowed to China? Oh yeah, the video game industry, Blizzard, Activision.
Very much Blizzard.
You see that? Okay, I get it, right? There's fucking billions of people in fucking China. That means the potential market is very high. But what do you get when you're spending all your time chasing after a potential and you're isolating the people who were your fucking core audience, who got you the millions, the billions in the first place? You do this stupid shit. It's not gonna work out. Like, it can work out. I know. We talked about earlier. Fucking Zoomers have really short attention spans. People forgot about that fucking Hong Kong shit last year. But if it keeps happening, it's gonna accumulate, and people are going to get it, right? People are gonna fucking. I just feel for these companies. We'll see what happens, bro. That's all I can say about that.
Yeah. I could rant on about this for fucking ever, but it's clear that the market has decided that this movie flopped, and I feel bad for no one. I feel bad for a single person who is involved with the production of this. The people who all the people who put in the work to make the CG and whatnot. good, they'll probably still have a job. Lee Fen Yu, you can go fuck yourself. Donnie Yen, sorry.
Don't
Sucks
do
to
that
be
to
you
my
right
nigga
now.
Donnie Yen.
He's in the movie. He's in the
Just
movie.
because he in the movie, bro. That nigga chasing the check,
Hey,
bro.
yeah.
Donnie
Fuck
Yen a
Jackie
real
Chan.
nigga.
Fuck
Jackie Chan. That nigga a bitch ass nigga. Fuck Jackie Chan, dude. That nigga ruined my life. He used to be my hero when I was a kid.
But yeah, you guys got anything else?
Make sure you put your milk in the microwave for
Shut up.
10 seconds when you go watch The Boys season 2.
I'd have one last thing. I don't know if we mentioned this, and it's probably been a while since that happened, but fucking rest in peace, Chadwick Boseman.
Yeah.
Fucking dude. No matter like some people, like no matter what you feel about his body of work, dude fucking put in work in like his last few years before he passed away.
That's crazy work. He was diagnosed. He had cancer, but he was still, putting on pounds for Black Panther and then losing it for other movie roles. He would still go on to interviews. He didn't tell nobody. Man, it's fucked up. It's sad. Sometimes it's nothing you can do.
Mad respect for that guy.
If you're a good person, that will carry over. Let's wrap it up, fellas.
Well, follow us all on Twitter. Our Twitter accounts are all down in the description below. Leave comments, talk to us. We usually always check our comments, so if you want to say something, we'll probably fucking reply to you, whatever. Anything else you guys want to mention?
Hell no, nigga.
All right.
Catch you guys on the next part.